Zion Williamson is set to make his NBA debut in 6 days. And, what does that mean? Well, that means we finally get to see, in my opinion, and the opinion of many people, one of the most hyped up prospects of all time. And, we finally get to see him play. Now, here's the thing though. I don't really have high expectations for him in his rookie year. If he was on another team, I would say, I would project him to, average around 18, maybe even 20 points a night, give you 10 rebounds maybe, because I think he's that special of a player. But at the same time, it's not that way. The Pelicans have Drew Holiday, who's averaging 25 and almost 7. They have Brandon Ingram, who's averaging 25, 7, and 4. And the thing is, with Brandon Ingram specifically, you could say it's empty stats, but he's doing it on really efficient shooting splits. 47.6% from the field, 40.7% from 3, 86.5% from the line on 5.8 attempts. So, again, I think Brandon Ingram is the established scorer on this team. And for Zion, what does that mean for his rookie year? He's not going to be up for Rookie of the Year. Honestly, John Morant, unless barring, and knock on wood, I hope this doesn't happen, but barring an injury to John Morant's going to run away with Rookie of the Year. He's probably going to win it unanimously. He's been amazing this year. But, so, Rookie of the Year is out of the question. It was kind of already out of the question. Unless Zion just averages, 30, 20, and, 8 his rookie year, I don't see it happening. But, considering the Pelicans have two guys that average, one is near 20 points, and one is at 25 points a night, I think that Zion isn't in the position to dominate like you would expect someone with that much hype to, and I don't think that's necessarily going to mean he's going to be a bad player. Eventually over time, I do think Zion will become that main guy, whether it be his second season in the league or third year in the league. Sooner than later, I think he will overtake Brandon Ingram as the guy. But as far as this year goes, and depending on how many games Zion plays, and how many games he plays with Brandon Ingram, I personally think that Ingram will be the main scorer this year. And, personally, I think Zion this rookie year is going to put up around, 14 and 7. So 14 points, 7 rebounds. Nothing too special, but you have to remember, again, look at his situation. He's playing with a guy who's almost averaging 20 points and a guy who is averaging 25. And, you got guys like JJ Redick on the team. But one thing I'm actually really excited to see is how he plays with Lonzo Ball. I'm actually really excited for that. I want to see these two play together. I want to see the pick and roll game. I want to see both of these guys on the fast break. I think it's going to be really, really exciting to watch those two play. So I'm excited for that. And, it's just... Listen, he's one of the most hyped prospects of all time. But at the same time, we have to lower those expectations. You have to remember, he's a rookie. Rookies have struggles. We saw it with Trae Young. We saw it with Luka Doncic. We saw it early on with Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns did not have a glowingly good start to his rookie year, and look what happened. He ended up being unanimous Rookie of the Year. You get even LeBron. LeBron averaged 25 and 5 his rookie year, but at the same time he shot 40% from the field, which for LeBron standards now would be a massive disappointment if he saw 40% from the field. So we just have to be ready and be prepared. 14 and 7 doesn't sound that impressive, I'll be honest with you. But at the same time, it's just a start. He's going to have to get acclimated into the offense. He hasn't played competitive basketball since the preseason, and that was in October. So we'll have to look at that and factor that in. You also have to factor in that he is a rookie. He's going to have struggles. And, he is one of the most physically dominant human beings I have ever seen. But at the same time, even the most big and physical guys have problems. Hey, look at LeBron. Look at what LeBron did his rookie year. He was amazing his rookie year, but you have to remember, again, 40% from the field, which is not something we're used to seeing with LeBron, but, over time, he became a 50% shooter from the field. So, it's going to take time with that. And also, again, acclimating himself into an offense that already has two guys who kind of have established themselves as the two scorers on this team. It's going to take a little time to acclimate into that. Again, I think it would be a different situation. If he was on the Knicks, honestly, I would just expect them to force feed him. Honestly, I think he would have been playing probably in November, or not November, in December when he came back from his injury. But the Pelicans were cautious with it. I think the Knicks would have rushed him out a bit earlier, so it's probably a good thing that he did end up on the Pelicans, who were very cautious about this injury. But what do I expect from Zion this rookie year? I expect him, to be the third scoring option. I think he'll overtake JJ Redick. I think JJ Redick will be fine with that. He's gonna be the third scoring option, obviously ahead of Lonzo Ball, but behind Ingram and Holiday. But over time, maybe even as early as next year, expect a bit of a power shift in that team where Zion becomes the guy. Because honestly, Zion is a franchise player. There's no doubt about it. He has all the makings to be. Watch him in the preseason. I know preseason isn't everything, but at the same time, he was special in the preseason. He was special in that one quarter we saw him in Summer League, and he was special in college. So this, he's a special player that can be a very special, transcendent athlete in this league. That's basically what he is. And, moving forward, just expect, nothing much in his rookie year. 14-7. I think it's a good bar for him. He very well could over past that bar. I think rookie of the year is out of the question unless he puts up absurd numbers again. But don't expect too much, because you're just gonna set yourself up for disappointment the more expectations you put, and that is something that applies in every walk of life. But at the same time, for Zion, I would not be surprised if he goes from 14-7 his rookie year, playing in probably the final maybe 40 games of the year, to putting up 25-12 in year 2, and maybe 27-12 in year 3, and almost 30-13 in year 4, so forth and so on. I would not be surprised if he does that at all. But this year, don't expect too much moving forward. If this was at the beginning of the year, I would expect, if he was playing from the start of the season, I would expect 18 and maybe almost 10 rebounds a night from him. But, considering what the Pelicans have already, and what Ingram has kind of established himself as, and what Jrue Holiday kind of has already established himself as on this team, don't expect too much from Zion. But, that's it, man. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please feel free to like the video. Subscribe if you're new. I make videos like this all the time. I'm getting back in the groove, don't worry. And, follow my social media. It's linked to those in the description as always. I have a film essay channel. You can subscribe to that. Subscribe to my podcast channel. Links to everything I just said in the description as always. And have a nice day.